Welcome at this special broadcast about art. My name is Lieke Lamb and I'm talking today with Andrea Perrotta. Andrea Perrotta is the CEO of eBag, an Italian-based international company that specializes in multimedia techniques to show art in a modern way. One of the techniques that we heard you talking about is VR. Could you explain a little bit the importance of VR for the future?
The COVID period changed the way people communicated the one with each other, and especially without the possibility to use open spaces and exhibitions and so on. Everything had to be done into virtual environments. In schools, in places, in city centers, just really far away from the real exhibition has been held. The usage of virtual reality also in our field, the valorization of culture, of art, is really important. I'm against the disappearance of the real, but I think that virtual reality is good and can be a good help for that.
Yeah. It can be complementary for people who go there for real, but it can also be kind of like a thing for people who can't go there for real because it's either too far away somewhere else in the world where they just cannot travel, or they're older, or they're handicapped, or whatever. So in that sense it could be a replacement. Talking about this storytelling, but how can you do some storytelling without banalizing the culture and the surroundings?
How can I do technological things without banalize the message and the content that I want to valorize? Well, it's quite easy if you use a professional team.
And what about unconventional techniques for the final effect?
Well, the final effects are sometimes something that makes the difference inside the product. Storytelling is really important, like we said, considering and imagining a path that can be your story to tell. But the other thing is to have a quality, very high quality storytelling. Professionals, very skilled professionals involved. High quality means a cinematic quality into the contents that we can see inside.
Yeah, it has to be validized by history. So as you work on a project, you're not just making it digital as kind of a gimmick or a show, but you're also working with historians and with scientists, etc.
Netherlands, Belgium, but with Asterix and Suske and Wiske and so on, but also in Italy with Dylan Dog, Pinocchio and so on. We have a big tradition of animation, of paintings, of hand paintings, of animations, of comics, and this is very, very good in entertaining, in let people figuring out how things went in the period that is described in the paintings.
I'm in a museum and I have a lot of paintings, with a lot of figures on it, and it's the end of the day and I'm tired. How can this specific painting be brought to my attention?
A good director, a good actor, a good music can make the difference. That are just very, very small and specific for indoor registrations. These unconventional techniques are very important because we can see that they give a kind of different touch to the product.
some examples of how you could use that technology? I mean, you're talking about using the technology to showcase the story, but how?
If you take the lesson of anatomy of Rembrandt, you can see several characters, but what was the story of these characters? What is the reason of the importance of this portrait? You can see some details about daily use, the daily behavior of people. How do they live? What did they do? And this can only be done with entering into the particulars. In this case, it's something about colors, it's something about light, and especially it's something about the world, the inner world of a painter like Van Gogh.
Now, as a marketing director or creative director of a museum or an airport, you want to do something special, you want to do something creative, but you don't know where to begin. There's so many different things that you can do. How do you make that easy for them?
Well, first of all, times are changing. And so as a decision maker, you don't have to be so stressed anymore like in the past. Find a good company that can help you with a key turn solution that the company will give you with a ready-made product that you can put inside your station, airport, museum, building, hospital, whatever you want.
Exactly. Well, I'm from the Netherlands, and I must admit that I think I know more about Michelangelo than I know about Rembrandt, for instance. Do you see that a lot when you work with people from the Netherlands? Are we not proud enough of our masters?
I think that you should. I think that you should. I think that you should, because they were not only masters of yours, they are masters of the whole humanity. And you have to keep this in your mind, the real importance of that.
We're here at het Vermeer Centrum in Delft with the director of het Vermeer Centrum, Herman Weyers.
The Vermeer Centrum is in Delft, and in Delft we don't have any real paintings of Vermeer. Johannes Vermeer was a 17th century painter, world famous all over the world, but no paintings in Delft. In Amsterdam, in The Hague, in Washington, in New York, Vienna, wherever you come, there are Vermeer paintings, but not in Delft. So we erected here the Vermeer Centrum. It's an information center. We have all 37 paintings of Vermeer, but there are digital copies downstairs in the basement. And we have 3 floors of information here. How he lived, where he was born, how his family looks, how he worked, which colors he used. And we also have some things which are related to Vermeer. For instance, this photo.
Looking at the modern technologies like augmented reality, virtual reality, but also just YouTube, do you then think that's an enrichment for people, or somehow it is more a threat to real art?
Maybe in a real museum it can be a threat, but I don't think so. I think it will be something which people like to look around. For instance, when you have a VR glasses on, and you can look inside the house of Vermeer where he lives. I think that's very interesting for people to see how he lived, how his house was built, how Delft was in that time. So I think as well for young people as for older people, it's very interesting to see more than just the paintings.
I wanted to ask you as a last question, which technology you prefer, which is the most important, AR, VR, but I think you already answered that question by saying it doesn't matter as long as you get the story across.
Sure. First of all, we are very good in making tailor-made stories and films and documentaries. We are making several documentaries, and especially based on history, and I think that the contents are the main product. The technology that you use is just a package, and it has very a short life.